Even with a bumpy launch day for Disney+, The Mandalorian didn't fail to reach out and touch Star Wars diehards. With more spoilers than you can shake a gaffy stick at, Brief breaks down the wild western premiere of The Mandalorian. George Lucas mashed up his favorite elements of science fiction, samurai cinema, and cowboy tales, then shot them all into a galaxy far, far away for the original Star Wars. Now, The Mandalorian creator Jon Favreau homes in on just one of the 40-year mega franchise's original inspirations, the Western.
Yeah? Good.
Favreau, who wrote 6 of the first season's 8 episodes, describes his bounty-hunting anti-hero, played by Pedro Pascal, as a lone gunfighter in the tradition of Boba and Jango. But this Mandalorian is as much a Fett as he is a man with no name.
Money to be made in a place like this.
The first episode, which is directed by Rebels and Clone Wars creator Dave Filoni, opens like a Sergio Leone spaghetti western, with the Mando stepping through the swinging doors of a saloon, or, since this is Star Wars, the auto-iris portal of a space cantina. He's come to collect a bounty, and right away we're thrust into this gritty underworld of headhunting and torso splitting. Now, the Mando may not actually be a natural-born Mandalorian, since he describes himself as a foundling, and we see a flashback to what may be a Clone Wars-era raid of his home planet. That would explain why he's so against taking his helmet off, to hide that he's not 100% Mandalorian. But, like, how would he even eat in that thing?
Ubahasa!
No, not his bantha milk. Anyway, this also hints at why he immediately cashes in every credit to melt that chunk of extra strong Mandalorian metal down into a tiny shoulder pad. He's trying to fill the big shoes of the legendary bounty hunters who came before him. Okay, all the cool stuff that Boba did before he fell into the Sarlacc pit. The Mando got that iron chunk, which Clone Wars fans may remember from Season 2 episode The Mandalore Plot, from a shady off-book client played by German director / grizzly man Werner Herzog, who has ties to what's left of the Empire. It's been 5 years since the second Death Star was taken out in Return of the Jedi, and Herzog knows that the Mando is desperate to renew his people's past glory.
It is good to restore the natural order of things. Don't you agree?
Now here's where the premiere goes cowboy crazy. The Mando tracks the bounty to a planet where he's ambushed by a beast called a blurg, and an old-timer Ugnaught, voiced by screen legend Nick Nolte, helps the Mando learn to ride the bucking bronco, or blurg.
Bounty hunting is a complicated profession.
Yeah, sounds like it. Then, despite an aversion to droids who attacked his home when he was a kid, the Mando must team up with a self-destructing IG-11, who's voiced by Taika Waititi, because Star Wars has always known the joy of a droid with a funny accent.
This is true.
The climactic shootout appears heavily inspired by Sergio Leone's The Man with No Name trilogy, with similarly styled adobe buildings and heavy artillery. But what's inside those buildings holds the show's biggest surprise: a baby Yoda. Well, not Yoda's actual baby, or a baby version of him, but an infant of the same species as Yoda. And holy Sith, is this little guy cute. Now, the first season looks like it'll take a note from Samurai series Lone Wolf and Cub, with the Mando trying to protect that little green bean from Carl Weathers and the Bounty Hunting Guild, Werner Herzog and the Empire, not to mention if those Nikto, which the Mando killed to get to Baby Yoda, have any friends.
We have you 4-1.
I like those odds.
But he seems like he can handle it. For more trending tales from galaxies far, far away,